Are you kidding me? So we're live? Are we live? Okay, we're live.
Okay, I think we're live now. I think we're good.
We're good.
I think we're ready to go.
I think we're all good.
All right, man. What's going on? This is B-Diz, the rock star, part of Super Obvious, and I'm joined with
Werds Illah of the Werds Illah podcast.
That is him.
That's right.
And tonight we're going to talk about Power Season 5, Episode 8, entitled...
Oh God, guys, I don't know the title.
It's called Friends with Something on Something.
Yeah. We botched that, guys.
It's okay.
We totally botched it, but it's all right because I have the app right here. I just pull it right back up for you guys. But in the meantime, in between time, guys,
if you haven't seen it yet,
the F. I mean, what do you guys? I mean, it's oh man, I don't know, man.
I have a habit of saying this a couple of times when we're going over the episodes about how episodes had a lot. This episode had a lot.
A friend of the family. I'm sorry, guys. I was waiting for a moment to cut it real quick.
So Season 5, Episode 8, a friend of the family for Power.
There you go. I know we should have done that. Like, I should have wrote that down first thing, but I didn't. Things happen.
Sometimes in our defense, people actually admire little inconsistencies if things aren't perfect, because they would bash us if it was perfect.
I guess so. But without further ado, people, we appreciate anybody who watches, who has been, seeing what we've been doing so far. This episode by far has got to be the best episode. I mean, oh man, it's so much going on. And the first thing that I came to mind when this episode started is there's a lot of people's government names being used now because there's a lot of government involvement going on. There's a lot of people facing a lot of different charges, potential charges, indictments. I mean,
potentially being fucked forever.
Oh God,
it's ever.
It's going insane right now. But I mean, it starts with, what is it, Tasha?
The episode starts with Ghost, Tasha, and Angie.
The theme that's been going on is it's how it's been at the last few episodes is whatever ended it on, it starts off with that. So
which I like a lot.
Yeah, it's really good.
It makes it feel like it kind of all runs together.
Yeah, like a movie.
So they're all together, and what's going on? We have
they're sitting there talking about what they can do about this indictment. Like, how are they going to get this whole basically Ray and his murder? How are they going to make this go away? Like, who can they frame? How can they make this not be, basically what could be? Tasha could go to prison forever because she kept the gun as collateral, basically is what she's saying. And that's why she still has the gun, and they're asking her about it. She said she didn't have it anymore. But they're all trying to figure it out. Ghost is thinking he can lie his way out. Angela and Tasha basically are like, no, there's no amount of lies or things you can do that can get you out of this.
So the way that Ghost thinks he can lie his way out of it, Angie asks him a bunch of questions back to back in a very fast-paced manner, as if he was being interrogated by like a lawyer or a cop if he was in custody.
Jury.
And so after he's playing it kind of cool, but after a certain amount of questions, he's like, I can't answer all that shit. I need a minute. And then Angie's like, well, do you think they're going to give you a minute?
Yeah. Tasha says, they're not going to give you a fucking minute, Ghost. I mean, look, people were, tensions were very high this episode. So people were like letting shit loose. Like if they were on something, they were going for it.
The dialogue conversation, there's a lot of fucks and voices being raised and cutting you off and making it uncomfortable, which is why we love it.
It's great.
That's why we're here.
And then we see that Sax is they're sitting in a meeting. Angela, what's her name? Tamika, all of them are in a meeting and they're talking about this indictment on St. Patrick. They're trying. Well, this is Angela's not there. I'm sorry. They're talking about it and alluding to this idea of getting St. Patrick. I guess when they leave, they're talking about it and telling them. What's the guy's name that's her partner or has the same? I don't know. He has an office with her. I forget the guy's name with Angela, but they're telling him to be careful what he does because he's right next to her and they don't need her to know because she's like a big part of how this indictment is gonna completely happen.
And then the one lady's pretty much saying at the end it comes down to Angie.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much is that whole meeting that they're having. That's pretty much all the main people except for Angie.
Exactly. And then we go to a scene where Dre is with 2-Bit and the other guy. I still don't know the other guy's name with the glasses.
Can I do it real quick?
Yeah.
So in this episode, we finally see Dre. And let's talk about Dre's dressing. So
This is a segment we call Dre's dressing.
It's part of the show. He didn't have the full red suit, but it was like the red with the kind of blue multi-combining colors. So he didn't top the red suit, but he had red in the suit, and he had that walk like he was the man. Like he walks in like
he was feeling himself.
He's got that swag. He's got that strut. Like damn.
So basically Dre is asking 2-Bit about like what happened with the whole thing. He was supposed to get Kanan, you know what I'm saying? He was like, well, you didn't say to do that. You told me to do everything that you tell me to do when you tell me to do it. Well, why didn't you call me? Well, you didn't tell me to call you, you know. So
and Dre kind of looks away, kind of like this motherfucker is being annoying as hell, but he's being tedious, but he's technically doing what Dre told him to do. Pretty much, don't act on your feet, don't take no initiative, don't do shit unless you tell me first.
Basically, like he's been telling him, I run this organization, you know, so you go through me basically when you want to do something or you have an idea or anything. But or if you want to breathe. It's just like what it seems like. But so that's when Crystal Ball walks in and he wants them to the 2 dudes to walk out, 2-Bit and the other guy with the big ass glasses. And they start talking about the club situation and what's going on. And basically it's because Dre is going to be leaving to go to Paris. And now Crystal Ball is going to have to step up and be like the head of this whole situation. So, you know, they talk to the lady about what's going on and what they're going to do. And then basically he's kind of like looking at Crystal Ball, kind of like, hey, yo, good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think you had that in you, or, you know, and that was a nice touch with the whole story about, you know, the clubs in Miami and everything.
That was a pretty interesting scene.
And Crystal Ball was like, well, who said that had to be a game? Or, I mean, something I made up. I'm sorry.
And the scene kind of cuts and they leave it at that, which makes it kind of like a question mark, which with this kind of show, it's already fine. There's just more shit that we got to figure out.
Yeah, basically. And then the next scene that I have anything or something I remember was Sax is in the elevator with Proctor. And they're going to the office, I guess, wherever it is, at the FBI or wherever they're at. And he's basically like making jokes with him. He says something to the effect of like, yeah, I would have bought you a cake, you know what I'm saying, for getting your license back, but
nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you.
And then Proctor responds with, well, you probably couldn't with your government salary.
Oh yeah.
Got him. Damn.
Yo, the bite backs and the banter and the back and forth and the things that people were saying to each other, man, it's like, again, it was, you know, a lot of tension, you know, and you know, it was definitely a lot of people just throwing barbs and, you know, just kind of not biting their tongue too much. You know, it was a lot of things people were saying. It was like, man,
it kind of sounds easy to say, but as far as what Werds Illah was saying is, the dialogue between the characters and the writing is so good in this show.
It is.
Even just the same thing of 2 people talking and 3 people talking is like so good. Like you want everyone around to shut up and we want to hear everything that they're saying, especially if you're really into the show like we are as viewers.
Absolutely.
You don't want to miss dialogue. Dialogue is very important.
Very important. Very important. And then I see it goes to a scene. That's when Kanan goes to meet with Vincent of the Italians. And he brings Tariq with him. Now, prior to that, he had been speaking with Tariq about, you know, getting into the game, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how are you going to get into the game, basically? So he's telling him that he knows Italian. You know what I'm saying? He's learning economics. He's learning these other things or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when he brings him to go with him to see Vincent, he's telling Vincent basically like, look, man, you know, you like that stuff that Tommy got you, right? Well, you know, you need to fuck with me, basically. Like, I'm the one that's going to be doing this now, you know. So he says something in Italian to Tariq, and Tariq answers back or like shakes his head or whatever. And so basically he's like showing like he understands what he just said. So
he's like, I could see why you brought the kid.
Yeah. And then 50 says, oh, I'm sorry, damn, I keep calling 50.
We can call him 50 Cent sometimes. It's okay. It's 50 Cent.
But Kanan says something to the degree of like, yeah, I brought him because I mean you got your bodyguard, so I need to have mine. You know what I'm saying?
That was cool.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Little line that he left for him. Then we see Tommy and Ghost meet up, and they're in the car, and they can see Dre coming out of the club after this is around the time after he had left from meeting with Crystal Ball, and you know what I'm saying, they're done talking or whatever. So Tommy's in the car with him, and basically like, you know, when are we gonna do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then he just starts cursing. What did he call him? He said he called him a punk ass pretty boy bitch motherfucker.
In the Tommy voice.
Verbatim.
In the Tommy voice.
I believe that's verbatim.
That was almost word for word. Yeah. I might have missed like 1 or 2 words, but it was
very, very much close.
Tommy's cussing is like emoji, like this is great.
So he basically leaves. He leaves Ghost because he's just like, man, look, man. We hear when we see him, and do you just let me know when you're trying to move on him, man? I'm gonna walk from here, man.
He's getting tired of like Ghost with secrets, not keeping him in the loop, and they all kind of do it. But since like they're all supposed to be really cool, they're supposed to be kind of like, well, dude, you should have really told me that one. Like, so Tommy gets him out the car. He says, "I'll walk from here," and just leaves. That it? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. So then from there, you see this. I guess this is around the time when this is when Tariq comes back home.
Steve B, what is up, man?
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, damn, man. I know we ain't got to that far, but yeah, man, it's crazy, man. God. I know everybody's seen it already.
It's okay, yeah. If you're watching it, it's okay.
Everybody's got the app or some kind of fire stick or something. So there,
you might have probably not dodged the millions of spoilers on Instagram or Facebook or Google. That damn
capo, man. He's incorrigible, man. I tell you, he's the worst. No, he's man. What's up, capo? But
hey, anyways, capo, how you doing?
Yeah, but yeah, that's when he comes home. Tariq comes home and starts talking to Tasha, and Tasha's basically coming up to him, telling him about like, look, I need you to corroborate this story with me. You know what I'm saying about Ray Ray's murder. I need you to help me. I need you to lie. I need you to, do what we need for the family, basically. You know what I'm saying? And she starts telling him about what the plan is, basically, and he's not feeling it. Tariq is just like, no. After she starts going into more details about things, and what it's going to take, because she's asking about Kanan and everything, and he basically just flat out says, oh, you're trying to set up Kanan again like you did, in the past when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to do it again. And why would you work with her? She's and talking about Angela. Why would you talk about her? She's the one who fucked up the damn thing, man. She's the one who messed up this family. She's the one who destroyed everything. She's the one who, everything. So why would you be working with her of all people?
You do see the guilt on Angie's face when Tyreek is going on the rant.
Yeah. So basically she's like, well, but why? She's like, he was like, I like Kanan. Kanan, she was like, yeah, but he killed Sean. You know what I'm saying? His own flesh and blood, his own son. You know what I'm saying? So it got to a point where it was like, yo, I don't know where this is going to go, but
this whole conversation and scene was very heated.
Yeah, it was
like Tariq was just like cussing at his mom and saying,
yeah, he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
I was actually waiting for Tosh to be like, watch your mouth, I'm your mother, but he cussed and she said a little bit of stuff at the very end. Because she just looked him right in his face and like took all the shit talking he was doing. She basically
said to him, like, to the degree of like, yeah, nobody's ever treated you better than me. I'm your mother. You know what I'm saying? So that's when he's like, no, you're gonna have to find another way. She was like, there is no other way, basically, and you need to do this. And she was like, you need to choose. So it's either gonna be Kanan or it's gonna be me.
I'm like,
so, damn, man, that was a very, very, very heated scene. That was very heated.
Definitely.
It was a lot. Again, Tariq is in it now. Kanan is got into his head a lot, and now now that I think that, remember the time when Tasha came and basically started breaking down to him when they were in the car that time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he does, but he's got a lot of things moving now. The things he's gonna have to go. I don't know what he's gonna do. I feel like he's definitely capable of a lot, and I think what we're seeing is him just following in the footsteps of a young ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was from CMP, Mr. 4.0.
Yeah, Mr. 3 hours of sleep.
Mr. The Chosen One.
Yeah.
Is that all of them, or does he have more?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Grown Man 84. He has
but okay, so then we see. Okay, I don't know. We're in course with what's happening.
Time wise, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're good.
We're pretty good.
So basically, that's when Teresi and Connie come over to see Tommy and Keisha at Tommy's place, and Tommy's introducing her, and then they're sitting down having dinner, and basically he's like letting out stuff that's like should be private stuff, or stuff that's like criminal activity or whatever, and Connie's like, are you sure you're okay with saying that? You know what I'm saying? And are you thinking that that's a good idea? And he's like, yeah, I trust her, she's a ride or die or whatever. And Teresi's like, I don't know what that means, but all right.
Yeah, he doesn't know the slang.
Yeah. So,
which is like such a veteran, like OG, even though he's like an old white dude, you would think he knows terms like that.
Exactly, right. Well, you don't even know.
Don't even know it.
But basically, they're kind of, showing that there seems to be a lot more to them than we may have thought before. Tommy and Keisha, I felt like Tommy was kind of like reaching at some points, and I still kind of did in a way. But after this episode, I kind of felt a little bit more like, okay, he's kind of serious about this, because, he even is, talking to her about things, like I said, talking about a lot of stuff that maybe she knows about some things, but not everything. You know what I mean? But they're kind of welcoming her into the family and everything. They're kind of like, okay, you know, if he trusts you, loves you, whatever, he's willing to deal with you, or you're willing to deal with him, and what goes on.
We kind of like take you in.
You know, all right, cool. You know. And then we see Angela meets with Mock. And, you know, she's like, so how are you doing with your investigation with, you know, Thomas Egan? And he's like, oh, you know about that, and da. So she's trying to coerce him to basically stop with this, you know, whole idea of trying to get her involved in this indictment and get her out of here. He's like, I mean, she's like, so you're gonna like give up that corner office and, you know, and have, you know, a staff on call in DC, you know, like, are you gonna give that up for, you know, somebody like Sachs, you know what I'm saying, who only ever looks out for himself anyways? Like, you know, why would you do that? You know,
and John was like, I'm trying to get far away from this place, which
exactly.
I said when we were watching, I kind of felt like that was kind of like a trap. He was just trying to see like how Angie would react, because I don't trust John.
Nah, none of them. They're all lawyers, and to get a one up in any way into a government you know, status, you know, why not? I guess for them, and that's what everybody. But again, remember, the show is power, so this is showing the power that everybody's looking for.
Power.
Everybody's, you know, struggle to gain and the struggle to maintain, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Proctor is and his cousin. His cousin is a part of, you know, the mob life, you know, criminal life. So, you know, he's involved in other ways. So and he would definitely take a plea and get out of this. You know what I'm saying? But
we have something about that towards the end of the episode about that, but we will talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit. We're trying to keep it in somewhat order.
Mock is saying basically, you know, make that call to DC. You know what I'm saying? If we're really gonna have this conversation, then you need to start the wheels in motion to get this, you know, thing you're saying you can do for me. You need to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know. And then it cuts to a scene where Tasha and Ghost are talking about, you know, what's going on with this whole Ray situation and what we're gonna do or whatever. And Tasha's saying it's all your fault, basically. You know, you created all of this. You know, you killed
pointing
this,
the finger,
you killed so and so,
pointing the finger.
This, you did that to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? It's because
look what he said.
It's super obvious.
That's cool.
But yeah. Anyways, basically, she's again going at Adam, letting them know, look, man, you created this whole situation and what we're dealing with and why we're gonna have to.
What she says, like, so you trying to pin it on Dre and not Caning is pretty much admitting that all this shit is your fault.
Exactly. That's pretty much what she said. Yeah.
Pull the knives out of your whatever those knives went into.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
sucks.
Again, barbs are being thrown. People are going at each other. There's no more biting the tongue. It's let's get to it and let's get to, because there's fucking only 2 episodes left. Man. All right, man. All right. I got off for a second.
Oh, hey, guys.
Sorry,
spoilers.
Damn it.
At the very, 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 very end, there's only 2 episodes left.
Fuck, man. All right.
Get your cussing and ranting out the way now.
All right. So
let us know in the comments what you think. Look,
yeah. All right. Let's just get to it. God damn it. Then you see Keisha's at the house with Tommy and they're chilling. This is when he was basically saying to her, like, look, we're going to get this situation solved. You know what I'm saying? And you just need to listen to Tasha. She's always done right. And she would always get this thing. She's done this before. She knows what she's doing. Listen to her. She's smart. And then we're never going to mess with Ghost and Tasha again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And then there's a knock at the door. And Tommy's like, what, you got somebody coming? She was like, it ain't somebody, you know, whatever. He was like, well, let me answer the door. You go to the door. And some dude standing there.
And then Tommy's like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And he has like his little piece of paper in his hand.
Yeah. And he's like, are you Keisha? She's like, yeah. So he was like, all right, so you've been served. And he gives her the paper, and Tommy like tries to grab
his ass.
Dude runs away fast as a bitch.
Stevie, look at him. That dude's funny.
You've been served.
And they always run because they know they're about to get attacked.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like when you try to like talk to the person that's about to like tow your car. Like, hey, man, no, it's already on the rack, man. It's already on the rack.
Yeah,
I got to take it in.
Done, man.
Like it's already.
Yeah. So we can do that. Okay. It's like you're writing a parking ticket, and he's almost right.
No,
don't finish that last letter.
It's only been over for like 30 seconds. I already wrote it in.
Late, man. Look, it's going on the shield. It's going on the windshield. All right, but anyways, so basically she got served with papers to appear in front of a grand jury to basically the whole situation. They're trying to prove that Ghost killed Ray. That's what the grand jury is doing. But he assures her it's not going to be anything. Basically, like I said, what I just said, but I kind of went the scene. I flipped it a little, but that's fine.
Okay,
regardless,
all
the information is still there, and basically we're still on key and on task. Then you see, what does it say, man? Yeah, my handwriting is a little off, guys. Excuse my handwriting.
I think that's like normal font / cursive /
Oh yeah. Okay, basically, so we see all that stuff with Keisha. Oh yeah, Tariq is talking back. Says he'll take on Ray Ray's death. I don't know what that is. I'm all over the place now, guys. I'm sorry, man. We had the flow going, and it's left me now. Oh, Tariq, I know he ends up meeting up with Kanan again, and they're sitting in like a garage or whatever on the car, and he starts telling Kanan about all the stuff that Ghost has been doing and his plans to take the fall for Ray Ray's murder and everything.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And Ghost is like, hold on, that don't sound like Ghost. And he was like, nah, but I think what did he say he was gonna do? It was something else he said he was gonna end up doing that he could get out of. Oh, he's gonna try to maybe he's gonna try to frame Dre or something like that. And he was like, oh yeah, that sounds like Ghost.
That sounds like
you
Ghost.
might still be okay.
Yeah, that sounds like
you might be
Ghost.
safe, because at first he's like, you're not gonna be safe if he's gonna take the fall. That don't sound like Ghost. It's like, but
I don't know how much stuff is really in between. Can we get to the point where like I said in the warehouse when Kanan and Tariq, and he's showing Tariq like all the drugs, the weed, the pills, the coke. I don't know if we skipped it or not, because I'm actually trying to move this along a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. We got to that. I spoke about it a little bit before, but we'll just jump right to that part. So then you see basically after that he meets with Rashad at the club. Ghost meets with Rashad at the club and tells him about basically Dre's been selling drugs. That's his plan or whatever.
Mr. Tate is very on guard. You could see it all on his face when he's talking to Ghost.
Oh yeah, he's just not having it. Then Kanan takes Tariq back to the old blocks from where they're from or whatever, and basically shows him,
Who's that?
Oh yeah, that's my homie Brian. What's up, Brian? What's
going
on,
man? Thanks for joining us, man. Everyone, thanks for coming in, commenting.
Yeah,
we're just hanging out, man. Talking about a show that we like.
Absolutely,
one of the best shows ever.
Best shows ever, man.
Ever.
But again, Kanan takes Tariq back to like the old days, or to the old block where they all grew up at, and starts telling stories about Ghost and the things he's done and all the different times that they were involved in different things, and tells them like how Ghost always was the same person and has been the same person basically. And it kind of turns into like a little training day basically. He gives Tariq.
That's a cool way to look at it, man. It kind of is.
He gives Tariq some rocks to sell, and it's like, don't come back until you sell it. And he's like, well, I don't know anybody. How am I supposed to sell this stuff out? He was like, I don't know, but figure it out and don't come back until you
don't come back.
He's like, all right. So he just walks away, comes back a little bit later, gives him the money, and the money has a fake 20 in it. He's like, man, how you out here fucking up the money, man? You're supposed to be making money. You fucking the money up. He was like, so you got a fake 20 in here. Like, you can't do this. You need to go. We need to go find these people, basically. So they drive around. They see who it is. He tells them to get out.
All right, wait. And then when we see the really big mashup trailer, when you're not sure what's going to happen, this was the scene when Tariq comes out with the strap. And I don't remember how it was back in the, like, we had other episodes where we like predicted who that person was that Tariq was hopping out to pull the gun on.
Right.
I forgot what we said. I'm pretty sure it wasn't right, because that's why it's called predictions.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'll go back and watch.
It's a review prediction spoilers view. Like it's not like review facts.
Yeah.
Like future prediction facts, 100% concrete / spoilers.
Basically. But yeah, so that's when he they pull up, you know what I'm saying? And well, in between that, just a quick note, just want to let Proctor went to the club and had a conversation with Ghost, you know what I'm saying, and told him, and Ghost is trying to get some clarity on some ideas about what he's trying to set up and what he's trying to do, basically.
Yeah.
Then Tasha and Keisha meet up, and Keisha is like telling her, I'm not trying to do this. This is crazy. You're trying to get me to lie on the stand so that you can get out of the situation.
That's a lot to ask for your girl.
Yeah.
And then she
brings it up to her, basically.
Yeah, she's like, hey, man, asking me to lie about this, that's one thing, asking me to use my, like, her establishment, like the hairdresser, like to wash your money. She literally was going down the list of like all the shit that Tasha
get on the stand and like lie for you so that you can get off. And she's like, you're asking a lot, basically. So Tasha's still trying to ask her to just go with the lie.
She's like, hey man, I'm just asking you to help my family.
Yeah, basically, and that's how she kind of leaves.
Which is a very broad way of saying like, okay, you want me to do some really fucked up shit to fix your family.
So like I said, then you see all this stuff again. Tariq and pulls out the strap on the kids. You know what I'm saying? Gets the drugs back or whatever. And
can we talk about what Jay just said was the conversation that Proctor and Ghost had. They're having their talk back and forth, and Ghost seems kind of on guard talking to him. He's not letting him in completely. And there's even the part, the really super obvious part.
Thank you, Jay.
I just did it.
You did it. You did it.
You see what I did there? But he's really close up on Ghost, and he's like, "You can trust me."
Yeah.
And he tries to sell it. And since I actually like Proctor, I was like, cool for this exact moment. Our comments are definitely I'm the lone wolf on this one. I'm like the only one that likes him. Anyways,
yeah. I mean, Proctor is like,
I like him, man.
Because Ghost basically just looks at him and is like, "Thank you, Proctor."
Yeah,
I appreciate.
He doesn't give him a lot of attention or respect. He's kind of like,
"Hey, man, be on your way, man. Scoot, man. You're because I feel like you're up to something. So get the fuck out of my face." He's like, what he said, "You can trust me." Those words are powerful when you're in the kind of lifestyle that Ghost is in. Somebody trying to tell
someone you can trust me, that means you can't trust me.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
But
I kind of want to go to the
Dre stops by the club. Dre comes by the club and talks to Ghost.
Yes.
And when he comes by, he's basically telling Ghost, like, "No, I own the streets now. You know what I'm saying? It's me. You didn't think that I knew about what you've been up to or what's been going on. I know that Kanan killed Diego. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't do that. So so how do I owe you a body? I don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said it. I own the streets now. It's me.
Damn.
And he was like, "Thank you for the mentees." He was like, "Mentoring, whatever." But your mentee,
he said, "I hate Dre."
But your mentee got to go pay. So got to go make some money. You know what I'm saying? So he walks off. You know what I mean? Then Proctor meets with his cousin to get the audio from the clip of when him and Tommy were in his house, and he killed that DEA agent. I think it was. It was like
no, it was like a teacher.
Was it? He was friends with Angela, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was like her connect in a way, like to help her in certain aspects of things. But he had went to go get the audio recording of that as his collateral in case he needs to get out, basically. And so when he meets, with his cousin is basically asking, like, "Do you think you can trust these people?"
Stevie and our team Sky said it's a Homeland Security guard.
Oh, Homeland Security. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate it. I pointed to the mic like y'all in the mic or something. But it basically Proctor had to think about. He sat there for a second. He had to think about, like, are they going to be loyal to me? And he was like, basically, nah. He would give up anybody to save Angela before he would save me. He's not gonna. He would do anything for her. He's not gonna save me. I don't feel like so. He sat there and his cousin's basically like, "Well, I know you'll make the right decision. I know you'll know what to do, basically." And then we get to the good shit, to the real good shit, to the meat of the bones, to the motherfucking what the fuck just happened moment. We get to it. We get to the fucking shit, man. It's insane. Kanan and Tariq in the car. Driving around.
Yep.
They're talking about stuff,
Yep.
So, basically, Tariq brings it straight to his face. Is like, "Man, how could you kill Sean? That was your son. How could you do that?"
And he's like, "I never took the test. I don't officially know that."
Yeah.
Which isn't the best
Kanan
answer.
Is so raw, yo. He's so fucking raw. This shit is so definitely crazy. Like, completely, like, just stoic. Like, whatever I got to do for me, for how I got to be.
And the conversation goes back and forth. The conversation goes back and forth for a little bit, but Kanan says a few things as lines like, I don't know if he was my son. You're way more of a son than he ever was to me, and I would never do anything to hurt you. Exactly. This isn't complete dialogue, but you get what we're saying. Exactly. He says all that in the show. Mm-hmm. I mean, Kanan and Tariq's relationship is pretty one of the most interesting parts of the show, for real.
Definitely.
We're seeing, honestly, Tariq could be on the low, the most important character, because we're seeing him as the young one growing up and learning the game really quick. Mm-hmm. He knows how to lie to people, his own parents. He has done some dirt. He's around dirt.
He did some other shit too. He pulled the gut out of the little kids. But the line that stood out for me when they were in the car was when he was like, "How could you kill somebody you love?" And Kanan was like, "Some people think that you're not a real killer until you do."
Take that in real quick. Wow.
Waft that one in.
God damn, the writing
Kanan is he's so fucking raw, man. That's why I'm like, okay, we'll get to that part. So basically they're riding, they're talking, and then lo and behold, they get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that Kanan says something like that. It's like, yeah, shit, still the same shit, man. Still getting fucked with by 12. They still pulling me over. Shit, fucking. So when they get pulled over, he's telling Tariq, like, "Yo, this ain't like that shit we did when we was at the school or whatever. Like, when you can just lie." He's like, "Nah, this shit is for real. These the motherfuckers that kill people for selling Lucy's and shit." He's like, "So no, don't do that. You gotta chill and just stay calm, stay relaxed." You know what I'm saying? So they come to the windows, ask for the ID. Then they ask Tariq if he has ID. Tariq gives him the ID. He's like, slow, man. Pull it out slow. Pulls it out, gives it to him. They look at it, and then they're like, well, can we check in your trunk? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And he's thinking that there's drugs in there or something. Tariq is thinking there's drugs or something in the car or whatever. So he's like, no, oh no, because Tariq knows. Tariq knows this. She and her and Tariq set this all up. You know, Tasha and Tariq set this whole thing up. Basically, she knew what was going on.
Do we actually see that on screen?
I don't think so.
With the whole plan?
It's evident at the end when she says what she says. Basically, you know, you can tell that's what happened. But basically, he knows the gun's back there, so he's now thinking about it like this. Because then Kanan says to him, "Hey, man, I told you, I'm not going back.
I'm not going back easily.
I'm not going back."
That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
Oh yeah, he might have said that. Yeah.
So, yeah, Teresi should die next, maybe. Teresi, he got to go because he's about to fuck the whole thing up. He's gonna destroy everything. But anyways, so Kanan gets. He says, "Fuck it." He doesn't give a fuck. He never
The cops pop the trunk. They see the gun, which is the oh shit factor.
There you go.
The cops walk up on each side of the car like, can you
and it cuts scene to like Tasha and Ghost talking, and she's telling him what she's done and what's happening right now.
I forget what it's called in film, but that's something that they do when the characters know when certain things are happening and the audience doesn't know.
Yeah.
Just like there's another term for when certain audience members know what other characters may not know. Oh, yeah, there's a term for that too.
Yep. But basically, so that you see that cutscene to them talking about it. She's telling him what's going on. He's like, "Why would you do that? You know, no, you don't understand who Kanan. You know who you're talking about, Kanan. This is Kanan. He's not going back. Are you serious? Why would you do that? You know?" She's like, "No, I put Tariq. I put out a missing persons. Da, 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 da." So basically, he's like, "Man, take the kid out of here." You know what I'm saying? When they pull him out the car and they tell him that they have the gun or whatever, Kanan looks at the officers and is just like, "Man, take him out of here." You know what I'm saying? Get the kid out of here. So they take the kid. And take the kid. I'm saying it like I'm with Tariq. I'm with Kanan or some shit. But they take Tariq. They put him into the back of the police car. You know what I'm saying? And basically, that's when Kanan is telling the police, I was like, "Man, it's been a long time since I had these cuffs on my wrist. Don't put them on too tight." And then he just turns around, grabs the gun, shoots the dude into the head from underneath his mouth and shit like
right here and shit. Right here, where it probably sucks a lot. Probably sucks when that happens.
Oh man!
So he kills that cop first. So he kills. Let's just get to it. He kills like 4 cops.
Yes.
He gets shot in the stomach and in the shoulder.
Yes. First it's in the shoulder, and then one of the lady cops ducks down behind, tries to reload or whatever it is. He grabs the other gun out of the car. He stands up, shoots her in the head, blasts her head way the fuck off, completely gone.
Way the fuck off.
And then. There's a police officer that comes around on the other side, and he shoots at Kanan. He misses the first time. Kanan turns around to go shoot him. The guy shoots again, shoots him in the stomach. Then Kanan shoots that guy. The guy falls down. He walks over to him. Tariq's in the back seat. He looks right at Tariq in the face, right in the motherfucking face.
And he gives the little like, "I could have done something."
He gave him the people's eyebrow, but the evil version. Like it was like one eyebrow up, looking at him, and he just.
And especially after I think Tariq was really like nervous and scared, but after that last cop that he killed, Tariq was like
terrified.
Like that, we haven't seen him like that. Like,
and then he looks at Tariq, turns his head, walks over and takes the little police cruiser and shit, tries to drive off, starts coughing up blood. You know what I'm saying? Loses kind of like consciousness for a second, and like drives the car into a ditch and hits a light pole. And then his head's on the steering wheel. He coughs up more blood.
The blood just dripping out of his mouth.
He breathes a couple of times, staring dead into the camera.
Oh, God.
And then he just stops.
Oh, man.
Man, yo.
1 second, man. Yo, wait.
Yo, I don't care what nobody says.
I got something in my eye, man. I got something in my, I think it's my contact.
I mean, yo, my heart dropped. I ain't even gonna lie. When I watched it.
Yeah, so it went from, so what happened was when Mr. CMP, Mr. Not Here With Us Right Now.
Mr. 3 Hours of Sleep. Mr. 4.0.
So when he got shot twice, I was like, okay, 50's dead. And then CMP kind of convinced me, like, no, man, he's not gonna, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, yeah, he's not gonna kill himself off, no way. And then once we see him on the steering wheel with the blood dripping out,
takes the last breath.
We're almost to the point where I can say what I want to say now.
Even still, in the car after he took that last breath, I still felt like he might still be alive.
I was being like a optimistic, like I was being like glass half full kind of person. It was a stretch, man. But it's called hope.
Yeah, I guess you gotta have.
You gotta, when it's pretty much dead and done, I want to say dead first by explaining that. But all right, we might as well. So after that scene, what happens? So Kanan is on the steering wheel, see the blood dripping out.
I mean, I'm sorry, I can't help but focus on. I had it like, look, I'll show you guys. I'll let y'all see it. Hold on.
Oh man, don't give them all the secrets. So you have to like decode that stuff.
Can you see that face up there? See that with the big eyes and the big circle? Like, and the rest of the chicken scratch you can see up there. That is what I call my handwriting at times when I'm trying to write really fast and watch it.
And watch the show. So we can record about the show.
Regardless of that. God damn it, Kanan. Why'd you have to go? Why do you have to go, dude? Why do you have to go? All right, but anyways.
Nah, he's gonna come back like it's gonna be like Resident Evil. They're gonna bring him back and he's gonna be like an animated Curtis 50 Cent. He already got scars and burns on him. Might as well just have a couple holes in his chest. Yeah, it's just
like they had Tupac. Now we're gonna have like the hologram.
Yeah, 50 Cent. He's gonna be in the next episode for sure. All right. Anyways, so
CGI at its best. But then they basically the scene is it's somber because Tommy and Ghost meet up to basically identify the body, and Tommy's not believing him. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he's like,
Stevie says that Angie will be in handcuffs by the end of the season. Very possible.
Very, very,
very possible.
But I jumped ahead for a second. I'm sorry, guys. Let's just go. They start to interrogate Tasha first. You know what I'm saying? After they bring in Tariq from the whole situation where Kanan killed a bunch of cops and died. So, that's what that was.
Everybody's
They interrogate Tasha. They start interrogating everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And then you see Keisha, she's talking, she's like, yeah, I saw Kanan here and these places, and
she goes through with the whole being like subpoenaed.
Yeah,
she goes through with it.
And it's looking like the power crew is prevailing. It looks like they've struck another one. I say the power crew, I mean it's Tommy, Tasha, Ghost, you know what I'm saying? Just those three alone, they just can't be touched. Like they just keep getting away with shit, man. They just never get caught, man. Then Dre finds Diego's head in the freezer. At his club, man. So
damn, your head in the freezer though. Your head in the freezer though.
Yeah. So
can we almost go get to
Proctor says that Angela has done it. She is the one who did it. Oh. She's the one who got all this situation done with what's happening.
So everyone that's saying how they don't like Proctor, this is what finally makes me be like, okay, you're kind of in the way, my man.
Yep. Then basically Tommy says he just doesn't know how to trust Ghost anymore after they identify the body. So that's how we know it's definitely 100% official.
Look what Jade said. That's funny. Do we know who did that? Or maybe we'll find that out later. Or do we know?
Oh, who put the head in there? I don't know. It's probably Tommy.
The head, though. I'm so shocked they kept the head, though. No, I still got the head. This is like, that's like some Texas Chainsaw shit. Yeah, like that's some.
So that's kind of how we get to the end of this episode. Is basically that
autopsy part when Ghost and Tommy. Hey guys, this is what we're talking about. They are looking there. They see. I guess is it at like the police department or is it at like where is?
I don't know. Probably the morgue.
Probably the morgue. So the doc goes in there, pulls the sheet back, and it's Kanan.
Yep, I said
dead.
That's how we know. So when we see that, that's how we knew it was official. He's gone for real. Like I said, that's the scene where Tommy's saying he can't trust Ghost anymore, and he doesn't know what to believe. A lot of times with him anymore. So, yeah. It was loaded, guys. It was definitely a loaded episode.
Don't be too sad. There's still a 0.001% chance we'll see Kanan again. Anyways,
very likely in a grave. In a casket.
All right, I know. So we're pretty much done here, right? All right, we're gonna talk a little bit about the new 50 Cent video featuring
Casanova 2 times, Uncle Murda, the guy that they call 6ix9ine with the colorful hair, and himself, of course, obviously 50 Cent.
So what do we feel about this video, my man? Tell me.
I really like the video. Visually, I like the video. The song.
Stop smacking the table.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm probably fucking up with the sound.
You're very intense. You mean what you're saying. You're passionate.
Absolutely. I have to be. It's the way it goes. That's the way. I don't know. I'm not going on another tangent. But I like the video, how it looks. Like I said, visually, it's great. The song, I think we how we kind of talked about it.
You see that comment?
I feel like Uncle Murda should have definitely.
He should have started the song and had his
whole verse.
A whole verse. Uncle Murda first verse, a whole verse.
And
That would have been great for me because I love Uncle Murder. He should have had his own verse, especially on this kind of record.
Oh yeah, when she walked in with the case files for Detective Jones and basically tells her like, yeah, you're out of here. Get your ass out of here.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much has happened, man. I mean,
like with most of the videos, we don't go over like every single thing.
We try our best.
Because every video, because we love it so much, every video will be like 3 hours. Like if we went through every single scene, like
it would be as long as the show is, like an hour and a half or something. But yeah.
So back to the video.
I think we're gonna basically wrap it up with this whole thing with the video. Basically, again, like I said, the song is good as far as when 50 Cent starts rapping.
When 50 is on it, it's the best part. I really wanted Uncle Murder to go first and have his own verse because I like him. I didn't want him to share a verse with someone else. And what's the one light-skinned dude on the?
Yeah, so I said Tekashi 6ix9ine, man. Again, he was unnecessary on the song.
God.
He served absolutely no purpose.
Oh man, yeah,
man. That's the basis of it, man. Again, I don't know what else to say, but God damn it, Kanan. Can't wait for your funeral, man. I'll be there, man. Next week, man.
I wonder how that happened. Like, I wonder if like the script was written to him and he wanted to add that himself. Because killing yourself off is a big thing, like especially when it's still your show. Like he's probably he's like, yo, we're gonna off me this show. What do you guys think? And they're like, yeah.
Well, I mean,
hell yeah.
And also about the fact that what Courtney Kemp said at the end of the episode when we watched it, she was talking about,
I love her parts.
How him and her created the character together. So I'm sure the writing is a lot of her, helping him along with what he feels like is, his idea and her. It's a collaborative effort for them two to come together and say this, Yeah, I think she did want Diego gone. Yeah. This message is hell for
don't even look at that. Yeah,
I got too much going on right now.
Yeah.
But basically, guys, I appreciate you. He appreciates you. Let him know, man.
Well, for one, as he said, spoilers, we only have 2 episodes left, guys. Only 2. Then we're gonna have to figure out something to do with our lives.
Yeah.
Shit gets real. Anyway, so
might find religion
with our one of our fans that likes our shows. And this one, who has the power? Kanan definitely doesn't have it this time because he's freaking dead.
This is insane. I can't believe that the guy that we've all kind of when our good friend DB was here on the last time, he said the same thing. Kanan got the power. We've all agreed when
the last
CMP,
few episodes.
Yeah, we've all kind
Kanan
of agreed.
Has had the power.
Kanan has the power, right? Then they just stripped that shit from his ass. Not only stripped it from him, they stripped his ass from his life. Stripped his life from him.
What he said. He's very passionate about this show. But yeah, we're almost done here. This is Beat Is the Rockstar, part of Super Obvious. We went over Power Season 5, Episode 8.
That's right. I am Werds Illah of the Werds Illah Podcast. You can look me up on YouTube, the Werds Illah Podcast. Or if you have Spotify, you could look up the Werds Illah Podcast. Or the Apple Podcasts. Or the Anchor app. And fuck with me. Follow me on Instagram too. Werds Illah. WERDSILLAH. Appreciate it. Thank you. Diz, you're the best, man.